Happy Tuesday, April 2nd, everyone. Hunter here again at Weather on the Go. And in today's weather forecast, a rare tornado outbreak with strong tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail will be possible across the eastern U.S. today. We're also tracking a significant snowstorm later this week across portions of the northern and the eastern U.S. and a new storm this upcoming weekend producing more heavy rain and severe weather. We'll be diving into the details here in today's weather forecast. But if you are new here and you like detailed, accurate weather forecasts across portions of the United States, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and you have a lot of detailed weather forecasts here on the channel. Also, be sure to press the like button, the thumbs up button down below. It helps to get all of this information, especially with the severe weather, out to more and more people. So let's look here at our large tornado outbreak. We have an upgrade to a moderate risk of tornadoes and severe weather today across portions of central and southern Ohio into southeastern Indiana and northern Kentucky, with an enhanced risk upgrade all the way south here through Kentucky, Tennessee, northeastern Mississippi, Alabama, and western Georgia here as we go through today. Very large area for tornadoes stretching from near Cleveland and Toledo all the way south towards the Gulfport, Mississippi region, Mobile, and Panama City. So a very large area here today for tornadoes, and it's in this yellow and red shaded color with these dashed marks that we do have the potential for a strong or violent long track tornado here from portions of southeastern Indiana and Ohio, getting into Kentucky here, western West Virginia, down through Tennessee here into northeastern Mississippi, Alabama, and western Georgia. That's the area we need to keep an eye on for those stronger long track tornadoes. Then we have an area where we could have hurricane force winds, 75-mile-per-hour winds or greater. That's up here near portions of Kentucky, southeastern Indiana, and Ohio, moving over into western West Virginia, but still seeing the threat for 60 to 70 mile per hour winds all the way down here as far south as the Gulf Coast. And then looking at some significant hail, 2 inches in diameter or larger. That's the hen egg size hail, or larger across southern portions of Indiana into Ohio and northern Kentucky. But again, quarter size hail or larger will be possible anywhere from Detroit all the way south here towards Gulfport, Mississippi, into the Mobile area and Panama City through your Tuesday. Let's look at the setup here. Dew points. The warm front will be moving north here all the way towards Lake Erie and into the tri-state area here of Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan. And south of that warm front, dew points will be rising well into the 60s to near 70 degrees Fahrenheit this afternoon and evening, and that will contribute to 1,000 to 2,000 joules per kilogram or higher of instability values across our eastern United States, states and cities here. And looking at a very formidable mid-level jet streak here, a speed maximum moving across the eastern U.S. This is going to organize our thunderstorms through the day, and we have a very strong low-level jet as well here, especially up into the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley near that moderate risk. That's why we have that. The low-level shear in that environment for tornado genesis is the strongest, with our low-level jet peaking around 70 knots up there into northern Kentucky. Let's look at our significant tornado parameter, because they're hitting pretty high here, especially into southern Indiana, south central Ohio, into Kentucky, and middle and eastern Tennessee. Those values are over 5s and maxing out at 16 today in some of these areas here south of the warm front. So we need to continue to watch this. We definitely could be seeing some strong and violent long track tornadoes. So let's look here at the precipitation through the morning. We have some scattered storms already developing from the Ohio River all the way down here and through the Mississippi River area there, the mid-Mississippi Valley. We have to keep an eye on those storms. Complexes of storms moving from west to east here across Ohio into Pennsylvania here, priming the atmosphere as we go into the afternoon. Here comes the cold front triple point setup. We have scattered supercells that could be either discrete or semi-discrete, and also some line segments with this that could have some rotating storms that could produce strong tornadoes today, this afternoon from Indiana, Ohio, southward into Kentucky, Tennessee, getting down into Mississippi and northern Alabama. Those storms will move east as we go into the evening hours, affecting more of, say, Charleston, West Virginia, into, say, the Asheville, North Carolina region, Knoxville down there towards Atlanta, and the Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Montgomery regions as we go in towards this evening. Let's look at the updraft helicity tracks. This gives you an idea of where those longer track storms and those longer track tornadoes could be, and you can see there could be a threat of some longer track tornadoes with these helicity tracks going long distances across the Ohio and Tennessee River Valley, but also down here into the Dixie Alley region, into the Southeast U.S., going through your Wednesday, April 3rd time frame. And then as we go into Wednesday, the severe threat continues. Not as high of a severe threat, but still a slight risk up here into the Delmarva, down into northeastern portions of North Carolina, and a slight risk down into northern Florida around the Orlando and Tallahassee, or Orlando and the Jacksonville region, rather, as we go into Wednesday. We do have a threat for tornadoes on Wednesday. So again, it's not as high, but we do have a 2% chance of a tornado here into the Delmarva, down into the eastern Carolinas, and also again around Orlando and Jacksonville into northern Florida as we go into Wednesday time frame. Looking at your 500 millibar vorticity here, this gives you the idea of the cold air with this system and kind of wrapping that cold air in from the north. And you can see it's just like a cinnamon bun here, very mature, low pressure over portions of the Great Lakes, as it occludes a 987 millibar low over there in Lake Michigan. Cold air advection on the north side on Wednesday could be bringing down some of that cold air and turning that rain over to snow for Wisconsin, eastern Iowa, northern and central Illinois, portions of northern Indiana and Michigan as well on Wednesday. And then a snowstorm, a full-fledged snowstorm for the interior Northeast as we go into Thursday. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, eastern New York, down here into western Massachusetts. Still, though, some snow showers in areas that saw severe weather for today. Could be seeing snow as we go into Wednesday night, Thursday time frame in the Ohio Valley, in the Mid-Atlantic, and then continuing to see some snow showers, snow flurries in those areas as we end the week on Friday, April 5th. Let's look at our precipitation amounts here. Through Friday, April 5th, rainfall amounts very plentiful here across the Northeast, down into the Tennessee, Ohio River valleys. Widespread rain amounts, 1 to 3, possibly up to 4 inches worth of rain. So some healthy, beneficial rains for some of us over here, but it could be too much of a good thing in some areas, as we do have a slight risk of flash flooding here from Pennsylvania and eastern portions of Ohio down through portions there of West Virginia, Kentucky, getting into western Virginia, getting into middle and eastern Tennessee, and stretching all the way down into northern Alabama through Wednesday, and then a marginal risk near the coast here of the Mid-Atlantic coast, the New England coast, from Boston down through the portions of New York into the Long Island region, back into Trenton, into the Philadelphia, Baltimore area, and Washington, D.C., Wednesday into Thursday time frame for some flash flooding, just a marginal risk during that time frame. This storm will also be producing some heavier snow. So up here near Lake Superior, a little bit of some lake enhancement up near Marquette here into the UP of Michigan. Could be seeing over 2 feet of snow. Eastern Wisconsin, Green Bay, down here towards the Racine, Kenosha, even the Milwaukee region here and over toward Madison, Wisconsin, could be seeing easily 6 to 12 inches worth of snow going through Friday. So we'll be shoveling and snow blowing out here from the snow, and more of this heavy snow will be stretching over into interior New England and the Northeast. Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, all the way up here into eastern and upstate New York, northwestern portions of Massachusetts. Widespread amounts here of 8 to 12 inches, but some pockets of up to 2 feet here, perhaps into portions of western Maine, will be possible through Friday. Now, as we get a break later on in the week, we're turning our attention back to the west. Another significant trough moving in to California and the West Coast on Friday, and that will swing across on Saturday into the Great Plains. This is a negatively tilted trough here. So the storm we have now is a positively tilted trough. The storm into the weekend upcoming on Saturday, April 6th, will be a negatively tilted trough. More dynamics with this, and that will continue as we go into Sunday as well. So let's look here at your precipitation map for Friday. Heavier snows out here to the west, the Rockies, the Cascades, and the Sierras. Heavier coastal rains for California, Oregon, and Washington State. And then here comes that low pressure system down here across portions of the Rockies. Cold air down the Rockies. We're going to be seeing some snow there on Saturday. We do have the warm sector out here in the Great Plains, watching out for some severe weather. Let's look here at the European model for your CAPE values, your convective available potential energy, otherwise known as instability. And you can see those values aren't very high, but we know this time of year we don't need those very high values for severe weather. You can see they're up to as around 1,000 joules per kilogram at its max on this model. The GFS, the American model, showing it maxing out as well around 1,000 joules per kilogram, also stretching that all the way up into western Nebraska, even portions of Wyoming here on Saturday with that instability. The Storm Prediction Center for their day 5 outlook actually has a slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 already with confidence across southern portions of Kansas, west central portions of Oklahoma near the Oklahoma City area, up here toward Woodward and down toward Lawton, Fort Sill, and then down into northwest Texas. This does include the Wichita Falls region as we go into Saturday. This could be expanding and also get upgraded to an enhanced risk as we do get closer, because looking at the lightning flash density Saturday afternoon, scattered supercells, all modes, severe weather will be possible. Damaging winds, damaging hail, and potentially a few isolated tornadoes, and those storms could grow upscale into a broken line or a full-fledged squall line here of supercell thunderstorms Saturday evening here, producing tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail down near the Red River vicinity, Wichita Falls, Fort Sill, Lawton, and all the way up there toward the Elk City region, Woodward, and the western side of the Oklahoma City metro area as we go into Saturday evening. We will keep you covered on that. Going into Sunday, you can see that system moves east here with the cold front. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw severe weather in the lower Mississippi Valley on Sunday if there's a little bit more moisture return there. Heavier, colder rains up to the north there across portions of the Midwest, the upper Midwest, and the northern plains. Some snow back here for Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming on Sunday. And then for your total solar eclipse forecast for Monday, April 8th, big anticipated event here. You can see the cold front will start to become more diffuse on Monday. We have some showers and storms down here near Corpus Christi, Houston, stretching through Lake Charles there, Jackson, all the way over here into Chattanooga and Atlanta, and that's likely going to lead to a lot of cloud cover here. The probability of over 50% coverage of cloud cover on Monday, April 8th at midday is pretty high down here across the southern and the central U.S., even up here into the Ohio Valley and the Mid-Atlantic, seeing those values of 50, 60, 70% of over 50% cloud cover here. And you'll have to go all the way up to Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, upstate New York here near Massachusetts to see a clearer picture of the total solar eclipse. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty cloudy for the rest of us as we go into Monday, April 8th. We'll keep you covered on that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there. Major tornado outbreak coverage here coming your way this morning to answer your questions on the live stream here shortly. Make sure, again, to stay safe out there. Make sure to know what to do if a tornado warning does come across your phone or your weather radio. Know where to go. The basement, the lowest, most interior room. Put as many walls between you and the outdoors as possible, and definitely good to do that. Again, we will have more forecasts coming up tomorrow, so make sure to hit the subscribe button down below for accurate weather forecasts. Press the like button down below. It helps out more than you know, and I hope everyone has a wonderful and safe rest of their week out there.